much, Sheila. First, I want to thank you all for the honor of speaking here today, and what a privilege it is to appear on the same stage as Governor Bentley, Senator Orr, Representative Hall, and Representative Robinson. On a chilly March morning in 1931, when 9 African-American boys boarded a boxcar, they were just like thousands of other young men and women. They were looking for work. Little did they know, or could they have ever imagined, that in the days, months, and the years that would follow, that they would change lives, that they would spark the civil rights movement, that they would change our courts. They would even inspire some of the most important artists of the century, like Langston Hughes, Harper Lee, and John Cantor and Fred Ebb, who were about to open their groundbreaking musical, The Scottsboro Boys, at the Amundsen Theater in Los Angeles and the Young Vic Theater in London. In the musical, Fred Ebb wrote a beautiful lyric for Haywood Patterson to sing that goes, "Maybe times will turn, I pray so. Maybe someday I'll get lucky. Someone's going to say, all right, son, take the train and go back home. Hop a freight and go back home." Today, Haywood Patterson is finally free to go back home. I'm going to cry. How proud I am to be here representing those artists who have been inspired by the Scottsboro Boys story, to carry the conversation forward, to have their voices heard, and most of all, to show that those 9 boys mattered. I first reached out to Sheila when I was a producer on the Broadway production of the Scottsboro Boys in 2010. I was looking for gifts for my investors, and I thought, well, there must be a gift shop at the museum. Little could I imagine where shopping could lead. We started talking, and when I learned of Sheila's dream to start the museum since she was a young girl, of her dedication to preserve the memory of the boys, I was so moved that I wanted to help. I was also deeply touched by her discussion of Samuel Leibowitz, the great Jewish lawyer who committed himself to the boys and brought their case to the Supreme Court with no anticipation of payment and at great risk to himself. So I joined Sheila in her efforts to support the museum, and I invited her, Kathy Horton, the granddaughter of the great Judge Horton, who's here today with her mom. It's an honor to be in the same room with you, truly. Alicia Brooks of the Southern Poverty Law Center, to come to New York to see the Scottsboro Boys and to share their experience with the cast and audience following the performance. My dear friend and Alabama native Jan Crawford, the chief correspondent for CBS News, moderated the event. It was such an incredibly moving night for all present. John Cantor said it was a highlight of his life. Today is a highlight of mine. I represent the creative team of John Cantor, Fred Ebb, author David Thompson, and 5-time Tony winner, director Susan Stroman, to honor Governor Robert Bentley and to applaud the actions of the state in the unanimous passage of the act. Cantor and Ebb, who wrote Cabaret and Chicago, see the Scottsboro Boys as the 3rd major work in their legacy. The trio of shows that take controversial historical events and create brilliant theatrical masterpieces that will keep history alive and inspire people so that they will not forget. The passage of the Scottsboro Boys Act in Alabama proves people have not forgotten and that justice can be achieved. So again, thank you to Sheila Washington, who has done such a heroic job pursuing justice for the boys. She should be deeply applauded. And I pray that others will continue to support her efforts with the museum. It is very easy to do online. Just visit the Scottsboro Boys Museum website, and please friend the Scottsboro Boys Museum on Facebook. Thank you again for inviting me here today and for this wonderful honor to speak at this truly historic event. Thank you.